TikTok brought me here. TikTok pressured me into watching Love Island for the first time, UK or US. Wow. My name's Elisa. If you've never met me, my name's Elisa. I started watching the show like maybe 2 weeks ago. I finished the show just 2 days before the reunion came out. So I didn't watch in real time. 10 episodes in, when I'm just binging it, it was... I was bored, and no, I didn't watch the After Suns. I was trying to get through that shit. But by the time episode 20 rolled around, aka Casa-ish, I was like, okay. I think that I get the appeal. I get the fun. I've spent 20 hours with these people. I'm invested in what they're doing in this Barbie playhouse. And I mean, to say the least, I did get over my doubts at the end of the show. So in this episode, I want to talk about the couples. I'm going to throw in the singles. I don't really have too much to say about them because obviously they didn't last the whole show. We're going to graze over the Casa girls literally so quickly, and then the reunion. The reunion that united the USA, just like the Paris 2024 Olympics. First person, Coye. Coye is genetically blessed, and he knows that. And a part of me really feels like that's why he does not put in the work. If you are not bringing anything intellectually, emotionally, mentally to the table, you're going to take a back seat. You might be her side piece. He wasn't coming to do any work, and it just seems like maybe that's what he does in real relationships. Now, I don't know the man. I'm just going based off what I observed. To be so honest with you, I wanted to talk about Hannah next because she is low-key like Coye, except she just has a really good personality. Like, Coye's looks were his personality. In my opinion, Hannah, she was the personality hire. She was the fun time. And I'm pretty sure she said that she never dated anyone before. Did I feel like she was looking for love? No. She came and she went exactly when she needed to, and she had some good energy on the show. Okay, Liv. Was she looking for love? I think she really, could have been. But throughout the season, I could tell that she cherished her friendships more. And to be honest, I feel like I would go on Love Island to get some good friendships. And I do think Liv seems like the relationship type. I just think that in the villa, you have to have a different strategy. And I think that she probably had her everyday strategy, but they only have 6 weeks in there to essentially go through all these challenges, stay in the house and still find love, and also try to connect with people, not trying to get voted out. And no, but another thing about Liv was to Kaylor what Aaron was to Rob. And that brings me to the first couple I want to talk about, Aaron and Kaylor. To me, Aaron's love for Rob was a bit more homoerotic than he let on. I think Aaron was in love with Rob. I literally never saw Aaron stand up for anybody the way he stood up for Rob. He was crying when Rob was crying that Andrea was leaving. The only reason he did not shed a tear when he was leaving was because he left with Rob. And then for the Aaron and Kaylor of it all, they were never going to work. I did a little digging and I found out that Kaylor was 22 years old. And then it all made sense to me. When you're 18, 19, 21, 22, and even 23, the level of delusion that you have is not healthy. It's actually detrimental. But what Kaylor went through, that was a canon event. You know what I'm saying? She's never going to go through that again. They were the drama, and it was a fun little watch. I do feel bad for Kaylor's mental state. That man was dragging the girl. Next, I want to talk about Connor. He was a bombshell. He was also an action figure, and he only came in for a little bit. Now, Connor and Kendall, I feel like they had the exact same journey. We just saw the exact opposite outcomes. Follow me. Kendall found Hannah. Did Kendall like Hannah? I think that's just someone who was in front of his face. And I hate to say it, but I do think that that's what Connor thought of JaNa. Here's where the switch up happened. Leah became available because Andrea came in with Nicole and Rob wanted. Andrea. Leah was probably who Connor wanted all along. Did Leah like Connor? Honestly, she didn't, but she needed to stay safe in the game, which is exactly what he did. Okay, so no harm, no play, literally just karma. If someone better would have come along for Nicole, I think the exact thing would have happened to Kendall, but it just didn't turn out that way. So he stayed in the game and Connor got the boot. Now, Nicole and Kendall. Nicole had two options, Kordell and Kendall. Kendall seemed to be the most available, and I totally get it. I found this out during the reunion because I didn't watch the show in real time. Some really, really embarrassing videos of Kendall got leaked. Now, I did go looking. I could not find the videos. They've been swept. And the way that everyone was going to bat for him makes me believe that these videos were awful. I literally saw, I'm going to put the tweet on the screen. And then there are people saying like Nicole is a narcissist, Nicole is this, Nicole is that. I think that Nicole genuinely thought that she would be safe from anything going wrong in a relationship if she just dated someone who is obsessed with her. And the thing is, Kendall is obsessed with her, but Kendall is still human. Kendall still does dumb shit like whatever happened in that video. And she thought she would be immune to being embarrassed by a man. That's what I think happened. And let's do a 180. JaNa and Kenny. Kenny's like 24 years old. Honestly, he is very, very mature for his age. I would have thought he would be like 28 or something. JaNa had been matched a couple of times, and I love to see when he's not doing right, he gets left. With a lot of like Black women specifically, I feel like past generations, they would just stick around just to have somebody. And I love that JaNa did not do that. She had an intention coming into the show and it really got fulfilled and she really found love. I just love the way she carried and conducted herself. JaNa, go off. Kenny, I love the way he conducted himself too. I mean, yes, he brought someone back from Kassy. That would literally be so hard for me to see, talking about, I brought someone back because I wanted to test our connection. If somebody said that to me in real life, I don't even think I would open my lips to respond. I would just stand up, I would walk away. Like the literal fuck, what are we talking about? Test our relationship? We get tested enough in real life, bitch. I think Kenny was the most respectful of all the men. One thing I really like about Kenny, he only really speaks when he needs to speak. Like, he don't be saying extra shit. That's one thing that I just cannot handle. Let me give you an example. Yesterday I was in Trader Joe's and I had a yoga mat, and a guy who was working at Trader Joe's was like trying to push up on me. Fine. Okay. It's cute. I love attention. I'm a Leo rising. I'm standing in the frozen section, but they have like the spray olive oil above the frozen food. So I'm staring at it. And then he goes, I'm just going to say it. You have that yoga mat in your hand. You look like you were doing something healthy. You need to take yourself over to the produce section. If I was a switch, I would be turned off. I said, I'm looking at the olive oil spray, but thank you for your input. And that just like sums it up for me. It's just so embarrassing when you have to be embarrassed about something that somebody that you're dating says publicly. Now you have to eat that embarrassment too. And then you have to talk to them about it behind closed doors because you have to be a united front or whatever the fuck. Kenny wouldn't do that. And JaNa deserves that. And I just love the way JaNa carried herself. And that is exactly why she landed her a Kenny. Leah and Miguel. Okay, I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. I wasn't on board right away. As the show went on, I was like, okay, they definitely played the game similarly. They have a cute sense of humor. I could tell that they really enjoy each other's company. If I zoom in closer, I feel like Leah went through the same thing with Rob as she did with Miguel. There were two different outcomes. Like when Rob was liking Andrea and then he had that blowout. But Miguel, when he brought somebody back and Leah just like gave him the space, and maybe she just learned to like give him space, even in a way, Miguel feels safe too because he was able to like explore in this process. And Rob, honestly, I really did like the Rob and Leah situation, but I like even better that they bowed out gracefully and they just decided to stay friends. You can do away with so much of the unnecessary heartache and heartbreak and trauma when you just know when to step away from somebody. After Andrea left, I think he kind of was ready to go. I think he wasn't really into the experience as much. Do I think him and Andrea were a good match? Like, I don't know. Andrea was never doing it for me from the beginning. Kassy, good energy, fun. I liked her. Andrea, I did not connect with her. I did not watch the After Suns, but apparently she was talking shit. And in that long ass clip of the voting Andrea off, Leah said that she was there for the wrong reasons. And it looks like Leah was right. It looks like she was there for clout. Daniela, do I think she liked Rob? I really don't know. I think she really liked Aaron, though. And I think Aaron really liked her. And I think Aaron probably should have just coupled up with her. Kassidy, I felt really bad when Leah didn't stand behind her, but that has nothing to do with her. I didn't know her very well. Sierra, Daia, Catherine. Okay, and this is the last people that I'm going to speak on. The winners of Love Island USA Season 6, Kordell and Serena. I freaking hated how the guys painted her. It was fucked up. She conducted herself very well. She had standards for herself. She let herself move slowly and open up. I don't really think Serena had other options, but I don't think that that's bad. Maybe that's exactly how they were supposed to be. Kordell, for example, he got options. And it got really, really messy. Serena and JaNa, the way that they conducted themselves, yes. He's really lucky Serena took him back. I actually really like them as a match. I think that they deserved to win. And it goes to show, slow and steady does win the race. The reunion. First of all, Kaylor, I want to give you kudos for not crying. I have said this before, and I will say it until the end of the time. When you're with somebody and you just be crying out of the blue for no reason at all, at anything, at any point of the day, that is the biggest telltale that you need to get the fuck. Like when you're just looking at a box of rice and then you just literally start crying, breaking down, your soul is trying to tell you, cut them off. Like, God. Now, Nicole and Kendall. I really appreciate Serena, what she had to say, because it did seem like the people were ganging up on Nicole. Now, I did not see the video, and I could tell Kendall in his heart and his soul was going through it, and I could tell Nicole was upset. I liked the way that Serena answered, very demure. Kordell falling asleep during the reunion sent me, but I also appreciate the PPG boys. They said, "This is my girlfriend," and then those three were the real winners. Friendship and boyfriends that don't embarrass them publicly. Love Island USA Season 6. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. Will I be watching Season 7? The world may never know. Dating shows, they're not what they used to be. And I started watching dating shows when I was in 2nd grade. They've changed a lot and they don't feel authentic. And 7-year-old me felt the love. Almost 2 decades later, it is harder for me to feel the love. It feels makeshift. It feels manufactured. Some of them. Anyway, that's all from me. I will see you back here Sunday.